Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today is episode 12 of the Atlantic Navigators franchise mode in NHL 20. Now in the past episode, we finally made the Stanley Cup playoffs for the first time in franchise history, unfortunately falling to the Philadelphia Flyers in round number 1. Year number 5 was the first year for the playoffs. We still have 20 more years to go for a full 25 years. So it's still a lot of time to get some Stanley Cups. We had some new faces in the last episode. We traded for Casey Mittelstadt, had 53 points in 82 games during the year. As for his stats with the Atlantic Navigators, he had 11 points in 19 games, so I'd like that to be a bit higher. But in this offseason, I think we're going to be able to improve the team quite a bit. We did trade for Luke Kunin, a centerman, 26 years old, had 8 points in 19 games for us. So like I said, it's just going to be a very big offseason for the team. We are going to jump into the draft, and I did notice, I went over it at the end of the previous episode. I went into the draft class a bit in the previous episode. There's actually a guy that could potentially be a franchise goaltender, 50% chance. There's a bunch of medium elites. We are picking 10th overall. My plan for the draft is to try to get a top 5 pick, move up at least 5 spots in the draft. I'm going to try to get this defenseman here, Dominic Myers, at pick number 69. And try to get this Alvin Gallagher. He's ranked to go 88. So I would like to get Gallagher and Myers in the second round. Maybe even Myers as a late first-round pick. So I believe we have 2 first-round picks. We have the Boston pick at number 10. And we have our own draft pick, which should be a bit later because we didn't make the playoffs. So without further ado, guys, let's jump into the NHL NT draft, the 2024 draft. As for our picks, like I said, we have 10th overall. And let's see what our other pick is going to be, 22. As for round number 2, we actually have the first pick in round number 2. So might maybe go after that defenseman in round number 2 at the first overall pick. We actually have number 7 in round number 2, so I'm going to try to get that elite potential goaltender in round number 2 for sure. We have 3 picks in round number 2. We have 5 picks in the first 2 rounds. That is fantastic. As for the draft class, I don't want to give up too much to go for 1, 2, or 3. I mean, I would like to go number 5, try to get Olli Voutilainen. He's a defenseman. I mean, maybe looking to get a forward. Our defense is really good. So there's Gustav Loktionov and Magnus Stahlberg. Stahlberg is a left winger. He's only 17 though. If we check, he's actually NHL ready now at 17, similar style to Owen Nolan. Antonovich is 18, similar to Marc-Edouard Vlasic. Loktionov, similar to Vladimir Tarasenko. He's going to be insane. I'm thinking potentially go after Stahlberg. He is only 17, medium elite potential at number 3. So I'm going to see if I can potentially get him from the Columbus Blue Jackets. Like I said, our defense is looking really nice. We'd like to improve our forward group for the following year. So I'm going to try to make this happen with the first from the Boston Bruins. Like I said, we have 3 picks in the second round. So we have 33rd, 39th, 54th. So I'm going to try to get that franchise potential goaltender, either my second or third pick in the second round, because I don't want him to slip away. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to see if I can give away this pick here from the Wild. We'll see what the trade value looks like. I don't think this is going to go through. I'm going to see what players they're interested in over in Columbus. So they go Loktionov, 79 medium elite, which is not crazy. He's not over 80 overall. But I'm going to try to get this trade to go through with the Blue Jackets. So I'm going to see if I give them a third, Rene, and a first. If that's going to go through, no. Doesn't look like Columbus is going to budge. Maybe if I give them one of our seconds. So I'm going to give them a Hurricane second. I don't think I'm going to push too much. So second, Rene, which we're probably not going to put in our lineup in the future years. And our first at number 10. There we go. All right, trade accepted. So we have the 3rd overall pick in the draft. Let's see if it's going to be a good one. We also have our own pick later in the first round, 77 medium elite, Antonovich. So what we have here, we have a couple of those defensemen in Stahlberg. So Magnus Stahlberg, he is 17, but like I said, I was looking to get a forward. He's a 2-way forward. He's a left winger, 6'2", 201, so he's a big body. No weaknesses, which is good. His skills are all in the A, similar to Owen Nolan. So I think we're going to take Magnus Ståhlberg. The Atlantic Navigators are very proud to select the SHL Magnus Ståhlberg, medium elite potential winger. Let's see what his overall is. 77 medium elite, so not bad. All these guys are in the high 70s. Let's see here who goes at number 4, 78 medium elite. Santala, that's a defenseman. I assume the other defenseman is going to go too. 78 medium elite. All very similar picks, all high 70s for the first 4 or 5 picks. So that's pretty good there. So let's sim up to our pick at number 22 and see who we're going to pick. I don't think there was any other elite potential players. It doesn't look like it. Some top 4, top 6s. Let's see who we can get as our second pick in the first round. So there's Michael McCutcheon guy here, 17, is a defenseman. Similar to Dan Hamhuis, 50% medium elite. These guys here, 50% medium elite. Medium top 6 confirmed guys there. Medium top 6 forward there. I want to see if there's any gems or busts as well. No gems or busts in this draft. Interesting. Okay, so we have a few choices here. Like I said, I am looking potentially get a forward, but looks like the good picks are all the defensemen. I mean, these guys here. This guy had a great year. Cyrus Kincaid. What a great name. 5'9", 176, a left winger. 46 points in 64 games as a 17-year-old. No report on that player. So maybe we can take him. He did have quite a lot of points. So we're going to take a chance to this left winger out of the Sioux Greyhounds in the OHL. Cyrus Kincaid. Hopefully he's a good potential. 64 medium top 6. I mean, not bad, but not anything crazy either. We have our third pick is a 39 overall here in the third round, and guaranteed medium top 6 sniper here, Richard Galvis, similar to Henrik Zetterberg. Interesting. So what I'm going to do is going to take the right winger here, Dominic Myers, 50% chance. He has 3 bars here, so very good chance he's medium elite. I don't want him to go to another team before us. So he's actually NHL ETA. It says here 5 years, but it's grayed out. So it's a chance to take right winger, 6'4", 205. So he's huge. I'm going to take Dominic Myers now, just being on the safe side. Take Gallagher as our next pick. So he's medium elite. There we go. Only 51 overall, but can't never complain for a forward that's medium elite, especially in the second round. So I'm going to take that goaltender before another team realizes there's a potential of a franchise guy. So here we are, guys. This is basically a shot in the dark. He actually has some really good stats. He's 6'4", 210 out of the London Knights. Pretty good record there. No similar style. HLTA 5 years, but he's already 20 years old. Here we go, guys. I'd be happy with a medium elite, but if we get him as a franchise, that would be huge. We're picking Alvin Gallagher out of the OHL from the London Knights. Please be good. Medium elite, 59 overall. All right, so not bad. He is medium elite potential. Would have liked him to be a franchise potential, but nothing you can do about it. Or scouts like this guy, Jukka Lehtinen out of the Liga. You could potentially be a medium elite. I'm going to see if there's any other elite potential guys in the draft here. So all these guys, they're scouted to go later in the draft. Or scouts really like these guys. So Zaitsev, he's a goaltender. Skuin is a goaltender as well. Forrest is a left winger. They're scouted to go later in the draft. So I think I'm going to stay on the board right now. Going to follow what my scouts tell me. They want me to take Lehtinen. So Jukka Lehtinen from the Liga. Hopefully our scouts are right. So medium top 9, 60 overall. Not a great pick there in round number 3. I think it's good to just take the pick that would be safe right now, which would be that low top 4 defenseman, which is Barry Bickle. He is 60 overall, low top 4. I mean, not too bad. But the next few picks here, I'm probably going to go for those guys that are 50% elite potential. There's a few of them, so the guys that are scouted to go earlier, I'm actually going to take the guys that our scouts are telling us about. So I'm going to take those 2 goaltenders. Again, like I did in the past episode, you guys saw I traded a few elite potential goaltending prospects because they have decent trade value. They had almost half max trade value. So Sergey, as I said, there we go. 57 overall, medium elite potential. That's great. We actually have another pick right here. So back-to-back picks, 118th and 119th overall. Let's see if we can get back-to-back medium elite potential goaltenders. So this guy, Squin, medium fridge starter. So, I mean, you're not going to win all of those picks, unfortunately. They're not all going to work out for you. So, here we are. Here we have a couple of guys that are scouts that are recommending us. This Rickard Paltola, 5 years ready. Kenny Sidhu had actually not a bad year. He had 44 points in 63 games in the WHL. Unknown, he could be really good. I mean, he could be elite for all we know. I'm going to take a chance with him. Kenny Sidhu, our scouts are liking him. Let's see what his overall is. 57 low, top 9. That's not a good pick. We still have a lot of picks to go in this draft. I mean, it's stock up on prospects with trade value and use them to move with trades later on. It's going to take this guy, Trey Forrest. He's a left winger, medium elite potential out of the USA National Development Team. 54 overall, medium, bottom 6. We still have quite a few picks to go here, so we are around number 6. We are around number 6 here, a couple more picks to go. This guy could be a low elite. This guy here is almost guaranteed top 6. Our scouts like this guy, Ty Luongo, a defenseman, 6'5", 205. He's huge out of the Moose Jaw Warriors in the WHL. Going to take Ty Luongo, low 7D. Not a good pick. Here we are, round number 7. This might be our last pick. Medium bottom 6 guaranteed. Could always be good for our AHL team here. Bjorn Lich, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. I'm going to take him. So 58 overall, medium bottom 6. And that's going to do it for the draft. We ended up getting a medium elite potential stud. Stallberg at number 3. We got Kincaid. We got Gallagher. Myers. That was a pretty good draft for us. We got a lot of value in that draft. I'm really happy of how it worked out. We were able to get the 3rd overall pick in the 2024 draft after making the playoffs. 5 picks in the first 3 rounds. That was a great draft for us. So let's move on to the re-sign phase and see how the team's looking. All right, so we have just shy of 20 million in cap space. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go through, first of all, the UFAs. We have all of these guys to sign back. Kunin's really the only guy that's going to cost a decent amount of money. For RFAs, we have Kako. So, I mean, most of the big contracts are already signed. As for goaltenders, you have Thatcher Demko locked up. So, I think we're in a pretty good position. I like to go by position, no pun intended. So, there's Luke Kunin, 85 overall. 26 years old, and definitely want to hold on to him. 2.9 million for an 85 overall. I think I'm gonna give him 3. That's a steal of a deal for an 85 overall. He's only 26, medium top 6. He could still grow. 100% Kunin, you're coming back, buddy. Denisov, 75 overall, 22. No reason to release him. As for Harvey Pinard, I'm gonna keep him as well for Halifax Battalion team. He was one of their best players last year. I actually seen Harvey Pinard play with the Chicoutimi Saguenay in the QMJHL. Montreal Canadian prospect. All right, so Tobias Ryder, he's down to a 79. I mean, he could be all right for the AHL, but at the same time, I kind of want to keep the youth movement. Stallberg, 77 overall at 18, so he's the guy that we just drafted 3rd overall. Going to play him the AHL. Going to give him top line minutes, tear up the AHL. If he does good, maybe we can move him up to the NHL, but he might even come up to a 4th line or 3rd line later in the year. But he's only 18, but he's still already 77. He could easily be in the 80s by the end of the year. Labash here, I'm going to just sign the guys for the AHL team real quick. So Capo Calco, he's a guy we want to keep on a team. He wants 9.625. Let's give him maybe 9. So how much cap space he have? 19.5. Gonna give him 9,750,000, 9.75 for 7 years. He's gonna be 30 at the end of the contract. He's 89. It's well worth it. Ilya Kovalchuk, we can let him go. 77 overall at 41. So It was nice having a legend on the team for 1 year, but unfortunately, we're not going to keep Kovalchuk. We want to have the younger guys. Gustav Zharkov, I'm definitely going to re-sign him as well. Corey here, 20-year-old, 62 overall. Definitely want to keep him. Got in the 4th round in the last year's draft, Jameson Corey. These guys here. I'm going to assign the rest of the guys for the AHL. Now, as for defensemen, we are set. All of our defensemen for the NHL are assigned. Philip Broberg, I'm going to give him a couple of more years to see if he can. Now, the thing is that Philip Broberg, I had him. I was looking to see if he could grow. Unfortunately, did not really grow for us. We have Hamilton Lambos, who's up to an 88. Hamilton is up to an 89. Fleury Timmins, that's our top 4. That's the core right now. I do know I have signed Hamilton and Lambos next year. Lambos is going to want a big contract. We have D'Angelo here, who's an 81. Pretty solid. I'm definitely happy with him. $3 million is not that much of a big contract. We have Hartikainen. This is a guy I'm really happy about. In the AHL, 54 points in 82 games, 99 penalty minutes, so he's 100% going to jump into NHL. Philip Broberg, I mean, it didn't really work out for him, but I would like to have him at least in the AHL, so I'm still going to offer him a contract. Maybe just give him a 1 year, give him a 2-way contract and see if he's going to take that. If not, we can, unfortunately, may have to cut ties with him. Kurosin there, 75 overall, 20 years old. Let's keep him. Hopefully, he can grow into potentially an NHL goaltender. Lindgren here. I'm going to sign and trade one of these guys maybe because they're going to have a lot of trade value. So I think we're set for goaltending. I don't know if Picard, I'm going to keep him. I'm going to go with the younger guys, Kurosin, Lavallee, Lindgren moving forward. Gallagher, don't have to sign these guys just yet. So let's move up a few days and see who signs. So Kunin's going to reject the offer. I'm going to have to give him a bit more money. There we go, guys. Capo Caco is signed on the dotted line. We have him until he's 30 for the next 7 years. Under $10 million. That was a great contract. Thank you, New York. So he's actually an RFA. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to qualify him for now. See if anybody's going to tender an offer sheet. As for these guys, Kunin, I want to keep him. So I'm really comfortable giving him a bit more. We still have $10 million cap space. So I'm going to give him a 3.25 for maybe 2 years. He's going to want 3.2. So 3.25 for 2 years. He's going to be 28 at the end of the contract. Not bad at all. These guys, I mean, Tobias Ryder, we can definitely release him. These two guys here, I'm not extremely attached to any of them. So far, I think we've got all of the guys we want back. Let's see what happens for Broberg. Kunin's going to reject this once again. I mean, I really want to keep him, but he could be all right. He was pretty good actually in the playoffs. He had some big goals. So I'm going to offer him 3.2 for 1 year. It's a bit more, a couple of 100,000 more. If he doesn't take that, he's going to go to free agency. We'll see if we can either get him back in free agency or get a couple of more guys, get somebody else for the same dollar value. So there we go. We get Kunin back, just over $3 million for 1 year. Not bad at all. I think we're ready to go to free agency now. All right, guys, we don't have a lot of cash left. Maybe if we move somebody. We have 8.2, so that's decent. Granlund is in free agency. Claude Giroux, Nikash, who's medium elite. He's an RFA, though. Had a great year with Carolina as a centerman. He had 58 points in 82 games, 23 goals. Evander Kane, Colin Miller, JVR. Alexander Ovechkin is in 84 overall. He's in free agency. Brad Marchand. Wow, Timoshaw. Bergeron's a free agent. His face-offs must be awesome. He has 94 face-offs. All right, so number one, guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to look at the contracts. So I'm going to see which position we really need more help. I think we need a few more wingers, to be honest. Centerman, we're set. Kadri, Blais, Kunin, Mittelstadt, and Wenberg. So we can play one of these 5 guys on the wing. Nazem Kadri is an 87 overall. He was like 83, 82 last year. I was considering trading him. My God, I'm glad I kept this guy. Look at his deking and his puck control is 92. Great shot, great speed, 84 draws. Well, Nazem Kadri might be our line one center. Wow. All right, so left wingers, Andreas Janssen, Ilanin, Stahlberg. Our wingers are looking a bit weak. We have some good wingers on the right side. Kako, Zadina, Kapanen, Jarkov. Our defense is pretty good. Honestly, guys, we're looking at left wingers. And who is a left winger in the NHL? Alexander Ovechkin. Do we bring Ovi to the team? I mean, that would be kind of insane. So if you look at left wingers, he's down the list here. You want $6 million for 2 years. He's only an 84, but I'm sure his shot is still insane. So he actually had 34 points in 27 games with Pittsburgh. So he was traded for Evgeny Malkin. I actually forgot to look at Pittsburgh's lines. So I'm sure he was playing with Sidney Crosby in Pittsburgh. That's pretty crazy. So if you look at the total of the 23-24 season, he had only about 30. He had 30 some goals. I mean, he had like 75 points, which for a 38-year-old is still pretty good. This guy, his stats, his shooting is insane. He's really slow though, only 76 speed. Hands are decent. I mean, he's not the Ovechkin he once was. It'd be awesome to have him on the team, but at the same time, I want to have somebody that could really have an effect. JVR wants $6 million for 1 year. If you look at his stats, he has 76 points, 35 goals, which is pretty good. All right, guys, so I'm going to actually try to get Alexander Ovechkin. I'm going to offer him a contract. He has 885 goals. He is 9 goals away from Wayne Gretzky's all-time record. He could potentially break Gretzky's record and retire as an Atlantic Navigator. Guys can see the points here. He's getting 80 to 90 points. I mean, he had 97 a few years ago. He still put up 34 points in 27 games with Pittsburgh, even at 38. He is a bit slower, but of course his hands are not bad. His shooting is 5-star, so he's going to be on the power play. He would be sick for us. 6.5 for 2 years. So I'm going to see, I mean, maybe a 1-year contract he's going to sign with us. I'm going to give him 6.75 for 1 year. There are no other teams interested. I seen that Evgeny Malkin was a low 80s overall player right now. He's actually listed as an AHL forward. Ovechkin is a top 9. So Malkin, definitely Ovechkin is still a higher rated player than him. They got traded for each other earlier in the franchise mode, an episode, or I believe it was last episode or the episode before that, a couple episodes ago. So definitely Ovechkin was a better player here. I'm going to see if I can sign Alexander Ovechkin. That would be crazy. So that would leave us with a couple of million left of cap space. I'm really not going to make another move until I see if Ovechkin signs. Going to move up a few different days. I actually could have acquired Malkin for Kapanen. I did the trade search, but Malkin's still too much low rated. So 2 first-round picks. Sidhu for Dominic Simone, who's an 85 at 29 years old, making 3.7. Pretty good player, but I'm not going to give up 2 firsts. We could get a similar player in free agency. All right, guys, so we're going to go a few days. Is Ovechkin going to sign? Mika Zibanejad for first and defenseman. And let's go. Alexander Ovechkin is joining the team. The legend himself at 38. He's going to play 1 year in Moncton with the Atlantic Navigators. That's unreal. Alexander Ovechkin is on the team. Well, I'm going to look at the contracts situation right now. As for forwards, I think we're pretty good. So we have Kako, we have Kadri Janssen. That's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we could maybe have 1 or 2 more forwards as depth. Stauber is going to be the AHL. Defensemen are set. So I'm going to go and see if I can get a couple of more third or fourth line forwards to straighten up our bottom 6. See what is available. I'm going to see if there's any good two-way deals as well. So right here, the players are only in the 80s as the highest overall. So I'm going to go at two-way see if there's any high 70s or maybe 80 overall. So there you go. I mean, these guys could definitely help out the team. 2-way contracts there. Ilya Mikheyev, the suit man himself, 29 years old, 80 overall. Aberg, Rust Namestnikov. I'm actually going to sign all of these guys that are on 2-way contracts to deals, 1-year deals in the AHL for Halifax. No reason not to. They're basically free. They're under $1 million. So I'm going to sign Aber, going to sign Mikheyev, and as center, going to sign Russ as well. I think that's probably going to be going to help our AHL team right there. So Russ actually went with another team. We're offered Evgeny Malkin again, but I mean, he's very low overall, so he wouldn't be great on our team. So Ilya Mikheyev joins as well as Pontus Aberg, so that's good to see. None of these guys really jump up at me. I mean, Joel Armia wouldn't be bad for third or fourth line. He wants $2 million, and there's Pavel Buchnevich. So 31 years old. I'm gonna see here. He wants $2 million. He had 34 points last year, 27 the year before. I mean, if he can have like around 30 to 40 points for us on a third or fourth line, that'd be fantastic. Pavel Buchnevich is there. Gonna go down the list. I don't think there's anybody else that I'm really interested to get. But I mean, Joel Armia for 1 year wouldn't be a bad pick. I'm a big fan of Armia in real life, being a Habs fan. So we're going to see if he wants to sign. As for the 2-way contracts, again, I mean, I want to straighten up our AHL team as much as we can. So get all of these guys signed. The 80 overalls anyway. And no defenseman there. So going to sim up a few more days and see if Armia is going to sign with us. There we go. Joel Armia is going to sign with our team. Namestnikov did go with the Toronto Maple Leafs. So as of now, our team is looking very good. I am confident that we can go into a playoff run for this year. We're going to have Kako. We're going to have Demko and Allmark as our goaltenders in the AHL. Krosins, which are elite, potential 75 overall at 20 years old goaltender. We have a lot of trade value down here in our pipeline. As for the AHL, going to have him and Lavallée as well. So yeah, I think we're good to go. So I think we're good to go, guys. I'm gonna sim up to the next season. We're gonna look at the captain and assistant situation. All right, so Philip Broberg has been tendered an offer sheet. We wouldn't receive any compensation. $1.34 million for 2 years. I'm just going to remind myself what his status was. So 2378 overall. I mean, we do have the cap space. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to match the offer. I mean, I don't want to lose up on Broberg for nothing. Going to hold on to him in the AHL. So he's going to straighten up our core in Halifax. I sent him a qualifying offer before free agency. So it wasn't worth losing him for no picks at all. So I think it wasn't worth it losing Broberg for no picks at all. So I think it was a safe move to do. And sim up to next season. A lot of trades coming up. I'm going to skip all of those. I'm actually getting a ton of offers for Philip Broberg. So that is something to keep in mind. A lot of teams are interested in him. And it's somebody that we could potentially move for better value during the year. So Sammy Blais is our captain since Krug got traded. Ovi is designated an A automatically. I think that goes without saying that should be an A because of how... So... All right, so for captaincy here, Blais is our captain still since Krug got moved. Fleury's an assistant. Those are two original navigators who are there since the expansion draft. I don't feel like I want to give Kako an A young player. It'd be a lot of pressure for him. Kadri could be a candidate, but he actually automatically gave it to Ovechkin, which I think is a smart move. I mean, he's a legend. He's a veteran in the room. I think it'd be good for Ovechkin to have an A and teach a lot to those young guys. So we're going to see the lines here. These are the first time I've seen the lines. Going to move them around a bit again. So there we go. The first line, Ovechkin, Blais. Kakko is up to an 89 overall. You love to see it. Kadri is an 86. Our lowest overall is Pontus Aberg and an 80. See if you have anybody scratch. Yeah, so I mean, we have 180. The rest are 82 and over. So I'm going to play around the line, see if I can adjust the chemistry. 88, 89 for the top D pair. -1. I don't like that at all. I'm going to have to change that. But like I said, I'm going to mix around the line, see if I can get the best chemistry possible. Okay, so the roster is almost set. I'm going to do one more trade. Now, this trade here, there's a few reasons I want to do it. Firstly, Tony DeAngelo, he's been there since the start. He's been pretty good for us. As you guys can see here, we had him since the 2019-20 season. 5 seasons with our team. He had 3 very good seasons where he got in 20 to 30 points. 35 actually his first year. Plus 13, -4, plus 22. Then it kind of drops off. 11 points, 17 points, +4, +7. He's on a $3 million contract, so it would free us some cap space as well. He's on an expiring deal. With our defense, we have Hartikainen and we have Broberg that are there for the bottom pairing. We have our top 4, which is solidified with Hamilton, Lambos, Fleury, and Timmins. So, I mean, there's really no reason to keep DeAngelo. I'm not going to bury him in the AHL for $3 million, where we have Hartikainen and Broberg. They're much younger and only have a few overalls lower. I'm going to get back Arturi Lehkonen. So, Yoel Armia's real-life teammate. The Finns will be reunited. He'll be on the fourth line, 29 years old, 81 overall from the Chicago Blackhawks, 20 points, 23-35. Very good for a fourth line center if he can produce those numbers. He's on a $1.6 million deal, so very good there. Here are his stats: 90 speed, mid-80s, puck skills and shooting. Defensive awareness there, 83. I think he'd be a perfect third or fourth line forward for us. We'll also get 2 picks, a third and a fourth. So we want to thank Tony DeAngelo for his service. He's been there since the start. Unfortunately, it is time to move on and go again with some younger defensemen. I mean, he's not that old. He's only 28. But again, if you can get guys that are in their low 20s, that only a couple overalls lower, they can definitely move up. Where DeAngelo, he's just going to drop down in rating in a few years. So, going to make the trade. Arturi Lehkonen, welcome to the squad, buddy. So, we're going to take out Mikheyev. Lehkonen is 1 overall higher. It gives it a +1. So, there we go. The forwards are looking fantastic, guys. So, there it is. We have Sammy Blais and 85 on the first line with Johnsson and Kakko. I'm going to go over the overalls with the chemistry so it's easier. So Johnsson, 87. Blais, 86. Kakko, 89. Second line, Kunin, 86. Ovechkin, 85. Zadina, 87. The third line, Kadri, 85. Middlesat, 85. Kapanen, 83. And last but certainly not least, the fourth line, we have Wenberg at 84. Wenberg at 85. Lehkonen at 82, Armia at 83. So that is an extremely good fourth line. As for defense, Lambos is an 89, Hamilton 90, Timmins 85, Fleury 86. Then Broberg and Hartikainen close out the bottom 6. Demko here, he has an elite goalie role, 28 years old, 85 overall. I'm hoping he has a good year, maybe even grow. Linus Ullmark will be our backup. Now, as for the AHL team, it's looking really nice. We have Aberg, Denisov, Mikheyev is our top line. Denisov here, 22 at 76. Aberg, 30 years old, 80. Mikheyev, 29, 80. So we have Zharkov here, Wheel, Stahlberg, Corey, Roach, Reynolds, Laberge, Harvey Pinot, and Ilanin. Now, these guys here, I'm going to go over the potential. So Denisov does have a low elite potential. Stahlberg is a medium elite potential. Zharkov is a low elite. Corey has a low elite. Reynolds has a medium elite. And then the bottom line has a -1, unfortunately. But I'm really liking the way that the lines are shaping up for our AHL team. Now, as for defense, that's pretty much what I'm going to rock with. We have Cournoyer there. I'm going to put Gibson up the first frame because he's a top 4 potential medium top 4. Reed is a low top 4, so they'll be our top pair. They have a +1 as well. In goal, we have a couple of low elite. A couple of elite potential goaltenders. So Matthias Lindgren, 68 overall at 20 years old, medium elite. Karosinder, 77 at 20 years old, medium elite. So we have 2 goaltenders that have potential to move up to our NHL team. I'm going to go over special teams real quick. I'm actually haven't set that up yet. I just want to see what by default it is. So we have Kako there, Middlesad, Zadina, Lambos, and Hamilton. So I'm definitely going to put Ovechkin there. So I'm going to put Ovechkin on the first power play unit. As for, we have a couple of left-handed shots. Going to move Zadina down there to the second defensive pairing there. Hamilton, Fleury, Ovechkin, Lambos are going to be our defensive pairs. I may change that a bit, but that's pretty much what it's going to look like as of now. See if there's anybody else I could put there. I mean, I don't really have a lot of right-handed shots, so I could put Kunin. He's a righty shot, maybe over Wenberg. Put Kunin on the first power play unit. He's actually a center. There we go. And then we have the righty shot on the left side. I think that's going to work out. I think we're ready, guys, to jump into year number 6. It's going to be a 24-25 season. We are listed as a contender. I think this is the year we have a deep playoff run. I'm super excited to get the next year going. I would appreciate if you guys left a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the content. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.